Congratulations, graduating seniors. Many of you already have an idea of your career path and are already along the way, and that is great if you're in that position. But some of you might want to continue your education here at MTSU to improve your prospects for getting a job, maybe for building skills, or maybe just to discover what your interests are. And for those of you that are in that position, I want you to take a look at a supply chain management or master's degree. We have a good program here that I think you'll be interested in. So as a management or business administration undergraduate major, there are lots of possibilities that you can take for career advancement, and sometimes that's the challenge because there are so many possibilities you're not really sure which way to go or where to go, sort of where you fit in. You can take your current undergraduate degree and transition straight into a master's in supply chain management without any additional classes. So reasons you might want to do that: number one, many job opportunities in supply chain management. We'll talk about that in just a second. High salaries, jobs in many different industries, lots of different fields that you can go into within supply chain management. It's becoming more and more relevant, and interesting courses and topics that students actually enjoy taking. So you might ask yourself, why would I want a degree in supply chain management? Well, here's maybe one of the reasons. Look at the salaries that we find in supply chain management around Middle Tennessee. Interns typically make $20 an hour. Those are current undergraduate students with no experience. Supply chain analyst 1 is a typical position that somebody just coming out with their degree with no experience would get. We see those students making about $57,000 a year. After a few years, maybe 3 years of experience in that supply chain analyst 1 position, most of our folks move into supply chain analyst 2, $68,000, and then you can see supply chain managers, 5-7 years of experience, $98,000. Really good salaries. Good salaries are only good if you can actually get one of those positions. So here's the other good thing about supply chain management. For every supply chain graduate, there are 6 to 9 unfilled job openings, which means the demand for you as a graduate is huge if you're in the supply chain management field. So then you might ask yourself, well, who needs supply chain management? Who's hiring these type of graduates in this area? And the answer is almost everybody. Every company that sells a physical product, or even service organizations like HCA and St. Thomas Rutherford that use physical products, have supply chain management departments and are hiring supply chain management graduates to work in those departments. They got smart people that have learned about supply chain management that are in these type of companies, making sure that we can get the goods that we need. So then you ask yourself, well, why would I want a degree in supply chain? And here's some quotes from former MTSU graduates. So first one says, as far as the salary goes, the starting offer was $57,200 and I negotiated it up to $62,400. So that just goes to show you those salaries that we saw earlier. We actually have students getting those kind of salaries. Here's another different student. Our supply chain team has identified some $50 million in opportunities in transportation costs alone. I'm super excited to be part of that. Wouldn't that be neat to go home and tell somebody that I'm working on a project to save my company $50 million? All that in the first couple years. This role turned out to be much larger than I thought it would be, and it's just the challenge I was looking for. That was another one of our graduates. The emphasis each professor placed on real-world application and job readiness is what most prepared me for excellence in my current role. So our supply chain program is applied. That means we're getting you ready to actually go take a job in Middle Tennessee. It's by far the most applicable and relevant material that I've encountered in the management program. Again, our supply chain management concentration, our classes will get you ready for an actual job in this area. MTSU supply chain program is full of relevant real-world examples that can be used immediately in the workforce. All of these quotes from MTSU graduates. Last one, I've absolutely loved my job in the logistics department. We got students that graduate that are making great salaries and love what they're doing. That's a really good combination. The last question you might ask yourself about this MS in management, supply chain management concentration is, what will I actually learn? What gets me ready to go take these jobs for these high salaries and be in such high demand? You'll learn about lean project management, so you'll learn how to manage projects, international supply chain, understanding how these different suppliers all around the globe actually come together to get us products here in Middle Tennessee. Key performance indicators, how you actually know your organization is doing a good job, sort of the health of your organization. Distribution center management, hear a lot being talked about logistics and distribution right now. Just because something is made at a manufacturer, maybe somewhere else around the globe, we got to get it here to Middle Tennessee. And then continuous improvement, how to actually make our businesses run more efficiently. If you're interested in this program, here's a couple of contacts. You can contact me, Cliff Wellborn. I'm a professor here in supply chain management. Many of you know Dr. Bullington, probably had him for a class along the way in your undergraduate. He's also well familiar with the supply chain management Masters in Management program that we have. Or if you're ready to get started, Dr. Dan Morrell is our program coordinator, so you can call or email any of us to find out about our program. We hope to see you graduating seniors in our MS in Supply Chain Management.